I don't know who just popped on with me, but here I am, ready to go talk to you all about our trip down to Branson. And I'm just throwing a few things. I have a bigger area in front of me so say hello, whoever you are. Oh, goodness. It's been a day. I remember to tape measure so I can measure things if you guys have questions. I will be able to see comments. Which I finally figured that out. And this is our dining room table. This is my work table. This is my table to do lives at. Ow. Okay. We're getting caught on things already. Okay. So we went to Branson last week. It was my dad and Kathy's gift to us for Christmas. And I'm not a show person necessarily. Not really. I'm kind of a museum person, but not like a touristy museum. I don't know. Anyway, but we went. I'll try and remember all the towns, and if Beth is watching, maybe she could remember some of the shops we stopped at down there. But we stopped the first time. The first day down there, I was sick, so I slept all day, and everybody is home tonight. So. That'll be fun. Anyway, first day I was sick, so the second day, I was feeling better, and I'm like, let's go, let's get out of here. And so Beth and Katie and Emily and I went antiquing and thrifting and all sorts of things. So this is, the stuff that we got that day, and then, I did a little bit on my own on Monday. Do you feel better about yourself? Okay, so I did a little bit on my own. Everybody wanted to go boating, and I didn't really want to go boating. So there was a Creekside Antiques, and that's where I did my live from. So, and you got to see what kind of I got there. Anyway, so we went down to Harrison, Arkansas. So that's where a lot of the things came from. There was Lovejoy Antiques, Dust and Wanderlust was a craft mall, a vintage. There's even some like flea market stuff in there. So those were, and then we had a Goodwill. So we went to those 4 places. Stuff wasn't really open, like in their downtown area. Because there was a couple that I wanted to go to that I remember from last time. They're really good. But anyway, so these things all came from some of those places. And then, I don't know, we might find some of the things I found on my way home as well. Okay, so I think this came from Goodwill. So I have I think I found 3 of these in different shapes. And they're the casserole. You would have a glass casserole dish. I got it for 99 cents. So my idea with this one is to put a wood board on here to make it into a charcuterie board. So I have a rectangular one. I have a round one. And I have a smaller one as well, but I don't know where that one currently is. So I got a box over here, I got a box here, and I got a pile of stuff on the table in front of me. So, oh, and then these did not come from the trip. I got these at my favorite place to shop, which is Mini Treasures in Sully. She buys estates and then has sales. So I bought 3 wooden candlesticks from her, which they're the kind that you like poke. There's like a nail up here or something, and you poke the candle into. So these came with candles. So I'm just gonna set those right in front of me. And I love this one. Look at that. The little round squatty one. That one's just fun. Anyway, So I feel like those candlesticks, I bought a ton of candlesticks. There's gonna be a lot of, I really focused on like multiples of something. So if I found one brass candlestick, I bought 5 brass candlesticks, like on the trip at different spots. So I can do some groupings of those. And then this one in this bag, yeah. So literally I will be unbagging things and unwrapping things because, you know, I may have gone thrifting yesterday. So call me crazy. I may have been in Iowa City with a friend. You know who you are. And we hit up 2 Goodwills and filled up the car. So, oh shoot. Well, I think this is pretty useful. So I found Santa Claus paper. And I do realize that. So look at this jolly elf. Look at him. I realized that he's a little bit, about a week past. But I found this pack of vintage wrapping paper. And I said to myself, that will be beautiful decoupaged in different things next year. So you have to buy it when you see it. And that cost, oh, I don't know where my tag was. I think it was a couple dollars. I did find that at Lovejoy Antiques. That was like the very first thing I got. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, we are literally going to be unwrapping as we go here. And, oh, this came from, I don't know, I also looked for Easter spring things. So, cute little chick. Cute little chick. And a cute little dog. He actually is a salt and pepper shaker, but there was only one of him. But isn't he just cute? With his little tongue hanging out. I love that. So, there were some stores I did really, really well in. I like to just start that pile. And I feel like you get treated a little better if you're starting a pile. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what happened. That's what I did. Started piles. Okay, so I actually, believe it or not, I just bought 3 pairs today, and I forgot that I had 2 pairs. Pairs seem to be a theme as well, unintentional, but I am going to decoupage those, so then I will have 5 pairs. You can see over here, this afternoon, I started decoupaging some pairs. I just found those at Remnants this afternoon, and I purchased them. Okay, so, grapes. I probably will not show you all the grapes I bought, but let's just say there were a lot of grapes found. Oh, and the odd plum. I don't know. So there are what? 5, 6 bunches of grapes in this. You know, a little bit of a wash, but that's okay. You know what? If he would have stuck in here, he actually could have been slightly helpful, but oh well. All right. I think this next little bundle came from, yeah, it did. This was, it said collectibles and flea market or something like that. This was in Lincoln, Missouri, as we were headed home on Tuesday. I bought 8 of these. It's a set of 8 wooden cups. They're all the same. I bought 8 of these, and it said $6.50. But this guy, he literally, today was his very last day in business. He was retiring. He said he was just tired. There were a lot of things he was tired of, and he let us know, which was fabulous. But it was quite chatty. But yeah, it said $6.50 on the tag. I'm fairly certain I got 8 of these for less. For all I got, I bought, I think our total was like $40 in there, and I came home with a lot. So that's in this bag right here. Which I'm gonna try and fling on it. How if we tie it and then fling it? Okay. I don't think they're gonna get hurt. They're wood. This is an absolutely ridiculous purchase, but for $10, I got 3 boxes. And this one's really bad. It's going to take a little extra TLC. But one thing that I want to do, so there's 3 wooden boxes. I think you can see that. Various, gosh, those look plasticky. Yeah, those are plastic. Those are coming off. Anyway, a while ago I had bought little feet. And you guys know, I think you know, I love to decoupage. So, those 3 boxes are going to get decoupaged and little feet put on them. If the hinges are fine, I'll leave those, but probably cute little handles, some sort of, yeah. I think I'm just going to show you the stuff on the table. Just because it's really easy. This little piggy here, little bank. He's a bank. But there's no bottom. So he would have to be broken. Made in, I cannot read it. It's definitely not a made in China thing. He's an old little dude. So I found him at Mini Treasures. And then I've managed to find 2 hippos. One is just a little plastic guy. A couple little Scotty dogs. This little guy has his ear broken, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but the guy just threw him in. So, little Scotty dogs. There was a bluebird in the vignette this morning, and then there was a red set that matches. I don't know if you guys can see these little duckies. I mean, just, so these came from the thrift store that was closing, and at first I asked him how much for the animals, and he's like, what do you want to give me? And I'm like, oh, I'll have about $1 a piece. Because I can usually sell them for $3 to $5, depending on the size. And he's like, how about 75 cents? And I'm like, well, okay. And then I started pulling out the ones that I thought were good. And he's like, well, since you're getting so many, how about 50 cents? This guy really was trying to unload stuff. Little jackalope. I don't know, can you guys? I think you can kind of see him, but anyway, by the end of it, I don't know, I think I had picked up 13 or 14 little pieces, and he's like, oh, how about $5 for the whole kit and caboodle? So it's a nice duck. It really is. I don't know what's going on, if it won't focus on that or something, but. And then little blue doggy. Another little bunny figurine. That one's not super old, but that's okay. I'm looking for, oh gosh, it originally sold for $8.95. Love it when original stickers are on there. Teeny tiny little lamb. Look how tiny that is. And then another dog. Oh, 2 little dogs. We got a hound dog. And a little, I don't know, little dachshund maybe. I don't know. And then an even teenier, tinier little vermit there. I don't even know what that is. Some critter. All right. Then, this plate, I picked up a lot of brown, just random brown plates and stuff. Got some ideas for those. This just has a windmill. It does say Japan on the back, so I don't know. It's pretty crazed. So I don't know what the age is on it. It doesn't say who it is. Like the manufacturer, anything. Literally says Japan back there. I found this at Lillie Hobbs Mercantile. So if you are down in the Branson area, that's just a cute store. It has a interesting mix of items. Some is handmade, some is vintage, some, you know, they're purchasing wholesale, whatever. But it's fun. Just kind of clever things in that store. So I've been there twice now, and it's just good store. Another item we found. This came, where did this come from? Oh, I think this might be the store that went out of business. Cute little Dutch girl. It is a planter. So, and there's, it says USA on the bottom. So it's always kind of fun to find the USA pottery. And it just means it's made in the USA. It is kind of like made in China, but it's, you know, made in the USA. All right. This is the second hippo that I found. Look at that. Once again, this is probably, gosh, looking at it, is that maybe for toothpaste and and 2 toothbrushes? I don't know. When I see hippos, I buy them. If you don't know the house hippo thing, check out the house hippo thing. So this is not old. There was a teeny little chip on a tooth and a teeny little chip on the tail. Probably happened on the way home. The guy at the store going out of business was not super helpful in the wrapping department. And we were stuffing things in all sorts of nooks and crannies at that point. All right. This is a pitcher. It is pressed glass. You can definitely see the 2 seams there. It's got strawberries. I love this. It's so pretty. These are raised, not etched. And then there's like a kind of a checked pattern at the top. And I don't know what I paid for it. The tag is no longer there. So at some places they have to take the tags off, you know, so they can keep track of their sales. But this is just so pretty. I think it probably had, there's a raised part. I think you can kind of see that. So it must have had some sort of a stopper, rubber stopper probably that. But I just love those strawberries on there. So how great is that? Okay. And then the other thing on the table is the lovely unicorn. If you saw my first post this morning, I didn't title it very well, so I did change it. But this is the unicorn that I found, and this was at the store that was closing today. So I don't really know. There was 2 different. I did find it on eBay. I think it's a piece that was like at a ceramic studio and people could paint it how they wanted to. One on eBay was $65 and one was $14. So I don't know. Because it says Ceramics by Louise Caroline. I don't know. I can't quite read it. It's gold and it's... Oh, Carrollton, Missouri. There's even a phone number on there in case we want to call her. So, yeah, it's just a hand-painted piece. But there were the exact same ceramic painted slightly differently on eBay. So, I have no idea on value. I like that $14 price point. All right. So, let's see. Let's do these trays next. These were probably some of my favorite finds over the weekend. And I think they were additions that were near the end, which makes them really cool. So this is a hand-painted tray. It's beautiful. This is golds, creams, whites. And these trays, these hand-painted trays, were gifts. They like if you worked. The story I know locally is a lady that worked at a bank, and it was given to her as a. I think that's how the story goes. It was given to her like after she had worked there so many years or something like that, or wedding gift or something. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like maybe. Maybe I don't really know what I'm talking about. All right, and then I don't know what I paid for this one. Because once again, it was at that last... Yes, I do. I know what I paid for that. I offered the guy 10 and he's like, sure. But once again, it was that last store where he was closing today. And I don't think he charged me. I think he just like did 40 for everything. But this one was also super, inexpensive, not inexpensive. I hate to say it like this. So here is, you see a lot of these. And this on the back says art gift, hand painted, alcohol resistant, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So this is hand painted, which if you guys have seen these, you know, in real life, you know that they're awesome. They're just beautiful. You know, let's see. And quite often there's sometimes that there's a little bit more gold. This is edged. Oh, both of them have a gold edge on them. So these are both in really, really nice shape. So, and I can't even tell you, right, I really haven't taken any time to research. I don't know what I'm gonna charge for those, but both really beautiful pieces. Like, if I had the home for it, I might keep them, but I won't. So one thing I do when I'm out and about is if I see Dutch stuff, I do tend to grab it. So it's a cute, cute little wooden shoe with daisies on it. Little sprays there weren't tulips, but it's a hanger. So, and then there's 2 holes up here so you can put it on the wall. But how cute is that? Just super cute. And it is metal. So, and it's hand painted. So just fun, fun, fun. And then I don't know what's in the bag. We're gonna find out together. Oh, I think if you know me by now, you know I do have like a thing for trays. So there were 2 of these little black trays, and these are not hand painted, but they're still a lot of fun. This also came out of a store. There were, in Lincoln, Missouri, there were, it was up Highway 65, and we decided we wanted to take the scenic route on the way home. So there were 2 antique malls, like, right next to each other, and then this one that was going out of business was a little bit further down. And she did tell us about him and that we needed to go. Just little birdies. I looked for birds this weekend. Look for birds. I'm just, you know, probably along with everybody else. One snow is enough. We've had our holiday snow, and now we can see. Now, I just feel like there's a big difference in stores. Like this lady at the antique mall, everything that she did for me was wrapped really well. Like, she cared. Which, you know. This just caught my eye. I don't know. I do like planters. So that's what this is, a little planter. But it's just so sweet. Look at her little expression. She's got a cute little dress on. And this is an Esco. You know, once again, I think I paid $5 for it. I don't know the value. That might be what it's worth, but I don't know. And then the receipt, which I should probably smartly put there. I'm just like, no, do you have the receipt? Show the receipt? Yes, we have the receipt. Oh, he talked me into these. I maybe should not have let him talk me into these, because they do have, I don't know, they're cute. They're cute. But definitely reproduction. Made in China. A little barcode on the back. That's okay. You know, that's, he's trying to be helpful. And we do love him for that. And I don't know, this caught my eye, and I did try and I noticed there was a sale in a booth, and I did look a little harder. So I just thought this was kind of cute. 2 little chickens, but that'll be really cute for springtime or on Easter. Actually, this is when I need him to wander back through. If I could schedule hey Bethany, if you're watching, pester him and tell him if he could walk back through. That would be awesome. Or anybody that's in contact with my dear sweet husband. Oh, these came out of this box beside me must have a lot of things from the trip home. This guy was funny. He was wrapping things in this vintage wrapping paper that I'm like, oh man, I could maybe do some stuff with that. But you know, I would do decoupage. I will try and keep it in decent shape. Milk glass vase. I don't know. I had never seen this pattern in a milk glass vase before, so I grabbed it. There's no marking, so I have no idea. This was, we stopped in this place last year, and it is just, I don't know if it was our place or just, no, because I've seen it like at Kleptomania. Like, if a place doesn't care what gets sold there were a couple booths at this place that you couldn't even walk in because there was literally clothing and shoes on the floor. And I don't think you find any better deals. You might find better deals there. I don't know. But I was like, anyway, this is a black milk glass trophy vase. I don't really know. I'm not crazy about that on the front. It's kind of like this Greek scene, but I do like this. Simple, plain, elegant. It's got good lines. It doesn't have any sort of maker's mark. That's okay. So a friend of mine, who I had been helping a little bit at her antique store in Colfax, I was helping her do some staging, and I turned it so like the pretty side was showing, and she's like, if you turn it around and do the plain side, it actually allows the piece to be a little more versatile, especially if you're selling it. So I thought that was a really good point. Like, you may not like the flowers on the front, or they're really, really faded, or, you know, whatever. Turn it around to the back. You still have the same shape and color, and I thought that was pretty good advice. Okay. You guys are in this with me, right? Oh, okay. So getting into here, I know exactly where these came from. This must be my Goodwill haul. Oh, there's a pair of pants that I bought in here. So these are going to go in my redo pile. They're little tulip candlesticks, and I'm gonna paint them black. I think black or white. What do you guys think? Black or white? But definitely, they're very, very, I don't even know what the word is, very 2000s. They're cute. They're super cute. But I feel like we could modernize them a little bit. So they need a good scrub, and we will do something to make them a little more, I don't know what the word is, modern. Which I really hate to use that word, but a little more. All right, so I don't know, did I say this earlier? I really was feeling a pear theme coming together unintentionally, but very much the theme. So I found 3 of these at the Goodwill. So they're pear trays. I don't know. So there's like this fruit motif on the front, but then on the back, look at that. I'd almost rather, there, I think you can see it better that way. It's floral. I'd almost rather see this side of it than using it as a tray. So like wall piece. I have 3 of these. So there will definitely be some sort of pear theme. Oh, here's the last little casserole. See that how this is really small. Hello. But I just think how cute would that be with a little wooden top. And then it is a charcuterie board. Love to take vintage and make it very usable in our everyday. And you know, the thing about a lot of vintage is it was being mass produced. So none of this is like super duper valuable. You know, we're not talking 1700s. So chances are really good that you're going to find another piece just like it. And so mess with it, play with it. You know, have fun. Okay, so you really need to see the other 2 hair plates. There they are. And I don't know. I really find it hard to read Goodwill's prices when they write in grease pencil. I don't know what I paid for those, but I have 3 of them. And here, for everyone's enjoyment, are my new pants. Woohoo! Which are now on the couch. The gal checking me out at the store said, oh, I love these pants, and we have been waiting for the right person to come and buy them, and you must be it. So, I got the pants. Alright, I don't know if this is the last thing I got at Goodwill, but I even don't know if I paid 50 cents for it, but a very, very pretty Wedgwood Company Limited. I'm going to sneeze. Oh. Oh. I think I'm done. Okay. So not necessarily old, I'm not sure. It says there's a bunch of information on the back, but it doesn't. I thought maybe if it said oven or like microwave safe, then you know it's not vintage Wedgwood, but it is still a piece of Wedgwood. So yes, I was the 3rd person in our party to latch onto those. Oh, I don't know if that's a thing to be proud of or not. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, the next item oh, here's another. This is beautiful. Once again, not old, but beautiful. This is Royal Stafford. So, and it does say dishwasher and microwave safe. How pretty is that? Look at all those tulips. We might have a thing with tulips. I don't know. Can anybody guess why we love tulips so much? Tulips and strawberries. But, you know, Royal Stafford, that's a good... I'd love to have a set of that as my china, regardless of its age. Hey, guess what, girls? And any guys that might be watching. A bag of grapes. We found 2. And they did come from the Goodwill, I think. No. This was Dust and Wanderlust. We found 2 bags of grapes. So, that's going to get piled. I think I have enough grapes, Beth, for a while, you know, if you want to know that. There's plenty of grapes. Second bag of grapes with random Christmas ornaments in it. I don't know. It's just, you know, they're cool. They're, you know, vintage and I have a million colors of them. Thank you for not purchasing more grapes. So, Beth, since you're paying attention, see if you can get Annie's attention. I like that Lovejoy Antiques. Yes, Andy. I need him to like come clear some of the table because I have a whole nother box beside me to go through. All right. No idea what I'm going for here. Oh yeah. Like once I get them out, I do remember what I bought. So I have 2 of these milk glass candle holders. See, I told you I went a little crazy on the candle holders. And honestly, the 2 boxes that I'm going to go through tonight, I had to leave boxes behind with Emily, who has the 2 mirrors, the 2 big mirrors that I bought. And then she didn't want them in her car, which would have been extremely helpful. She didn't want them in her car, so she left them with Beth. So they might be going to Illinois. They might be coming home with Dad. Yeah, so this one is this weekend. So I have a pair of those. And then random odd things, $4. Because it was half price. So $4. This is Fire King. Oh, no, this is Glass Bake. So I don't know that there's no design on it. But who was saying to me, and it might have been Emmy, that she feels like Glass Bake is coming up in value. It's being seen as a brand to watch. So just FYI, if you got some Glass Bake, I think I have several pieces of it. Oh, did she get your attention? Did she get your attention?
Yeah, what do you need?
If you could just like clear some of this stuff off the table, then I could.
Why do you like yell at me or something?
Because I'm on a live.
Oh.
So I told Beth there, and she went and got you. How convenient is that?
What do we do?
Just this stuff here. I've talked about it. If you just want to set it on the couch, even
be more than happy to, my lovely wife.
Yes, I thought maybe you would. So this box, I loved it. You can see like, see the floral on that. I think it was half price because the thing says $16.95. I don't know that I would have paid $16. Yes, the power of the internet, indeed. It is lovely. And it's inside as well. So, this is awesome. I love this. Yeah. So I'm guessing I bought it at half price. But very, very fun piece to have. Look at that. Indeed. The power of the internet. Yes. I'm actually done with that box. If you want to put things in there.
Sure, I'll be more than happy to, my lovely wife. Anything you want.
Okay. You're so awesome.
Anything else that you desire, my love?
No. Well, take that one.
Yes, my love.
Okay. And then this is also done.
Oh my word, how much crap do we have?
More than... Oh, that might actually be empty. Okay.
Grapes. I love grapes. I love grapes. Plastic grapes, too.
I know. I hope so, because we got them. All right. This is a wicker clutch.
Stay tuned for our exotic gun collection.
Hey, Jacob bought a gun. Jakey got an antique gun this weekend. Thank you so much, honey.
Want me to display this too? Like
I would love to keep. I've talked about it already. I would love to keep it, but
I like this. This is a good one.
It is a good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you do with it.
Hang it on the wall.
I would use it as a breakfast tray.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's what they were intended.
Where a wife can serve her husband in bed.
Look at this. If you put like drink glasses on there. You could, in a picture of, I don't know, margaritas.
Or
it
you
does
can put
say
like pancake.
Oh, I could put
and
pancakes.
Orange juice.
Yes. And sausage and biscuits.
Oh. You're gonna make that tomorrow morning?
Are you gonna be home?
Yeah, I'm gonna be home all day, dear.
Are you kidding me?
No, I got my off.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, I got it off for you, so we can go through your treasures together.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay, thank you for your help. I really appreciate it.
I'm just standing here. I'm out of the picture.
So, this is wicker. I love it. I have never seen a wicker purse before. I didn't even test it. Maybe I should test it. Thank you, Beth, for that disclaimer. Ooh, there's a hairband or something. Oh, no. It looks like the original pull for it is in here. It's a little dusty inside. I think that's dusty. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I paid their asking price of $5. I feel like it's got a little more value than that. So, I just think this is super awesome. Super cottagecore. Let's say that word 5 times. Cottagecore, cottagecore, cottagecore. All right. Let's go through the ripped bag. A teeny tiny basket. I did not intentionally purchase the teeny tiny basket. I bought what was in the basket, which is in here. First of all, adorable T10. Love, love, love. It is I can never say it. Is it which is designed in Long Island, New York, but it is made in England. So it's their T10s. I love these. They're lithographed. They're usually very bright, cheerful containers. You see a lot of tin trays. Just, Anyway, in here, I don't know why, although this is actually kind of Anna's gift. So if she's watching, which I don't think she is, this whole little basket was filled with tiny little animals. So I'm going to let her choose a few. I don't think there were a lot of multiples. So there were camels. And then at the register, I don't know if people just think I don't have enough crap. They threw in a tiny little bear. I don't know. So there were camels. There were giraffes in a couple of sizes. How sweet is that? Yes, the Wicker Purse, Bethany, I think is pretty cool. And orangutans, monkeys, I'm not sure what the little critters. So Anna can choose a few of those. I don't think she's going to want like a million of them. But there's like big ones and little ones. Like, okay, so look how tiny that is. What is that, like half an inch high? And this is probably an inch and a quarter high. That's how tiny these things are. Oh, crap. Tell me it went in the thing. Okay. I think it went in the thing. Whew. So. Okay. But you just take the random baskets that they give you with the thing. For some reason, this antique mall, I found a lot of Dutch stuff at. And in this one booth, I found like 2 or 3 items. So, when one thing catches your eye and it kind of leads you. The animals are amazing. They're just so teeny tiny. And I don't even know what I'm getting out here. Oh, ta-da! My other piece of uranium glass. I didn't pick up a lot. I could have. It's just a creamer. So, I did give both of the boys a black flashlight. Just those tiny ones. And And the very first place we stopped on the way down, which I didn't buy anything because they really like their antiques. I'm pretty sure they wanted to keep their antiques. Andy did find to Occupy Japan, but Jake was kind of, this is really stupid. Anyway, I said, hey, G, you want to find the uranium glass and we'll see how it glows. And so I started to show him, and then the lady that was working is like, oh, hey, we got a big collection over here. Let me go get a better flashlight. So she took him all around the antique store and showed him all the different pieces. And it's not just this green uranium glass. There were other items made in the same area that have their uranium in them that will glow. So I didn't know that. Okay, so this came from, it's called Kendall's Treasures. It's an antique mall in Hollister, Missouri. Look at her. Peekaboo Bess. Just kind of a Cupid doll look to her. Little Volendam Dutch costume. So I loved that. Die cut book. She's definitely seen some years. I guess we could check and see if there's a, oh my goodness. Originally they had it marked at the store for 25 cents and then it got reduced to 5 cents. So it's definitely, it is taped together. Oh, copyright 1927. There's a whole series, the Peekaboo Boys and the Peekaboo Girls. I didn't really look through it. I just mostly picked it up for the look of the book. Wow, it is definitely... Ah. Sorry, I'm literally... Sorry, I realize I'm not talking, that I'm thinking about this book. It's incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Indicative of the time that it was published. Oh, goodness. You're going to have to read it for yourself. I feel like I would get in trouble if I read that out loud. Times being what they are. Beautiful, beautiful wooden bowl. That's actually, Peekaboo Bess was sitting in front of this wooden bowl. Hand painted. Beautiful. Rose mulling, probably. Don't know that it's old. Couldn't even tell you what I paid for it. I kept my receipts, but just so pretty. I love, 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 love it. Definitely meant to go on a wall so you could see all the beauty that this bowl is. Sorry, that book really distracted me. Oh, goodness. These are home interior plates. I believe they are paper mache over wood. I don't, there's no markings. I don't really know, but I do love them. I've purchased several, and I have sold several. I sold several at the, Junk Jubilee. I know that for sure, but I've sold others at other places. So, just really pretty, kind of a French. It's very lightweight. I don't know anything about it. It's pretty, and I bought it. I think it actually might have been setting with that bowl. I bought like everything in that little vignette. And then, because I try not to pass up on shoes if I feel like it's a good price. And, oh, sorry. Especially single ones, because that's probably, most of us want them for, we're not going to wear these. The old ones, the vintage ones. Once again, it came from a store where they took the tags. I can't tell you what I paid for it. And then this last box here for today, because there's going to be more of these when the other boxes come home. And although I think, so Lynn and I were the ones who went up to Iowa City yesterday. So I might, and it's in her car. So we might be going to her house to show you that haul, because it's in her car. Neither one of us felt like dealing with it in the snow last night. So, one thing that I kind of wish I had, but I think it must be in the box, the boxes down in Branson with, or the boxes with Beth, are taper candles, which would be kind of, because, I have so many candle holders. This stuff came right here from that, the live I did Monday at Creekside Antiques in Hollister. If you get there, these all came from the outside location. She gave me this whole box for $10. I'm trying to show you all the brass pieces. So there's two sets. I think you can see them on the table there. I should have picked up more. That's kind of my regret from the trip, is that I rewatched most of my videos. Looking back at that, I kind of wish that I had picked up a few more things. If I would have known, I have a feeling I could have filled that cart full and she still would have charged me $10. They want to get rid of that stuff. And yeah. So, listen to that brass. So there's those. And then, oh, that's a different ring. And then these little ones. So, fun. And then, one thing that I don't have a lot of these. I know that you can pick them up at any Goodwill, any other thrift store, for $1 or $2. I know that. What I not found out, your taper candles will fit in here. How fun is that? So I'm going to do some things like, add a cute, like a shabby bow to it, or jute, or something to kind of, I'm at a loss for words. So think about that in a vignette. If you're, putting, I bought a couple boxes of taper candles. Oh no, I bought those yesterday. So those are in Lynn's car, to display in those, but, or a tablescape. So down the middle of your table, when you're having a nice dinner, you get some height to your candlesticks. They are no longer bud vases, they are candlesticks. Just so you know. I found this cute little chalkware piece. It is grungy and it needs a bath. Sweet little Dutch couple. And I love the colors. The green, the brown, the yellow. I love it that it had the different colors. So I'm hoping a little bath, a gentle scrub will clean that up. And then, let's see. So this is a 4/5 pint glass jar with a grape. Yeah, you can kind of see it. With grapes in the, yeah, see, there's another theme. Grapes. Grapes. And these are just old. And then this one actually kind of matches this first one. It's got grapes and grape leaves. I don't think you can see it. Oh, it has some of the original water from down there. Oh, there you can kind of see the raised edge there with its... Those actually really match. Huh. That's a half-gallon jar. But they're going to get scrubbed. These are literally coming from the outside. I liked this. This is a vase. Probably could put a little wider candle in there. I love that. I try not to get too much glassware. I don't think just plain glassware, but it's all that. It's a little too, I don't know, frou-frou. But the old designs, I mean, they really made them good. The circles, and there's a little flower on the bottom of that one. But I just love the lines on the way up. Once again, just liked the lines. It's very, I'd probably put this in the 40s. I don't know if it's that old or not, but very streamlined bottle, maybe. Ooh, let's maybe not drop it though. Absolutely filthy. These are all getting a good scrub. Just picked out the ones. It's another half pint. It's got grapes on it. Grapes and grape leaves. Yeah, I really tried to pick out glass that was much more interesting than just, you know, a candy dish. Another vase, green glass vase. It's got kind of a diamond. It's raised pattern. Let's see, making sure there's no liquid in the bottom. The marking on this one is the, oh, it is the EO. I feel like I've had this marking before. EOBROD Verdigo. I don't know. I can't totally read it. USA. Oh, there's a flaw in the glass, but it's not like a crack. That's weird. Okay. I don't know, just caught my eye. It's scalloped all the way down. It's just a piece of glass, yellow. It is flash, so that means it's the color is adhered to the glass. It's not a solid piece, but it's a really good shape. I have no idea why there's no markings. I know nothing about it. Some of these pieces I will try and get some, at least get some basic information. Piece of mug glass. I think when I picked this up, I mentioned that I had seen it at another place, all cleaned up and nice. No markings. I don't know. But what I'll count here in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, or right now. 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So each piece in here cost me 50 cents. Or less, unless I missed something. Oh, yeah. I did, that little Dutch boy and girl. So, you know what? That if something's worth $1, I've doubled my money, right? This on the back, well, maybe on the front too. I don't know. I see tulips. It's just hard to pass up. It's a salt and pepper shaker, and yes, it is. There's a bad repair on the back. The front repair is pretty good. But look at the little bumblebee. How cute is that going to be this spring, just sitting on a little shelf? Who cares? Who cares that there's this giant crack in the back? Who cares? It's sweet. Obviously someone loved it and glued it back together. There was, like that dog earlier, there's, it's missing the other half. Maybe the other half is really broken and that's why it's gone. But I just thought it was adorable. So I bought it. All right. If you recall, here's the elephant. And it does say Mexico. So it's a $5 tag on the bottom. I know nothing about this either. It is heavy. I doubt it's super old. I think I'm going to wash him and paint him. If anybody knows anything about the elephant, please inform me. Although Google is good at that too. Just a white picture, no marking. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it other than it's got good lines on it. And okay, my fingers are feeling a little grimy after this box, but that was okay. And then the very last piece, and this is filthy. And okay. My cleaner is too far away. So it is a Dutch scene. The Folly. And it is made in England. I'm sure it's got a little crown and a WC. And it's got some French word. Faïence. Faience. I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know anything. It does say Mr. Pagodi at Our Savior's Cross outside the village. And they're in their wooden shoes. It does appear that there is a crucified Jesus kind of hanging in the background there. Not like at the crucifixion, but just like a statue, a carving of some sort. And these two people talking. It does have a $55 price tag on it. It has a small old chip up here. I think once it has a good scrub, it's going to be really pretty. And just beautiful to hang on a wall or set on a bigger place. You know what I mean? You guys can tell this thing's bigger than my head. It's good size. It's good size. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this thrift haul. I am going to start, and now's a good time to say this. I said it in a post last week, or the week before. Gonna try some new things with a New Year. It's just a good time to start. I will try and have a weekly auction of some items that I just kind of like to move along, and those will be we'll start the auctions at $1, and they'll be, you can have them shipped to you. You can pick up. There's a couple places in Pele you'll be able to pick it up. If that works better, you can pick it up at my house in Otley. More things can be shipped. So, and I'll try and put a little bit of a variety of things in there. I don't even know what I was going to say with that. I have 3 things set aside so far, as I was going through a box the other day. But there's also some things I've had for a while, and it is, you heard my husband, do we need more things? Yes, we always need more things. So, maybe I'll put a bunch of grapes in there too, since I have like 4 or 5 bags. That's ridiculous. Oh well, it is okay. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? Is there something that you'd like to see again? Although now that Andy has kindly put them on the couch behind me, or any ideas? I don't know. I'm kind of open to however we want to do this. Like, are you guys enjoying seeing the things in the albums? Is that helpful? I kind of like it because it's organized and like you can see the price and more information about it. Let me know if you guys are enjoying that. And then don't forget, I do have an Instagram that you can follow me on, Jean Marie Vintage, and Jean Marie's Vintage. So don't forget that S in there. And then it's the same name for my YouTube channel. So, and right now all I'm doing is just like downloading these to YouTube. I'm not doing anything special on there. I hope to at some point, but if I need more subscribers, I have 7. Subscribe. I just think that's a good way to reach people that I maybe wouldn't normally be reaching. So thanks, Tasha. Your baby is adorable. I am enjoying the pictures. I love the one with your mom. That was really cute. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd say look for big stuff in 2022 with this. So, okay. So I guess with that, I am probably going to sign off. You're welcome. Babies. Just gonna vicariously enjoy other people's babies for a few years because Emily and Luke do not have my permission to have children yet. Oh, goodness. Okay, so yeah, and we'll do the stuff that Lynn and I got the other day. We'll do another thrift haul with that because that's some big stuff. We bought a desk and we bought a table, so that needs to be like, yeah, the desk is really cool. And then the rest of the stuff that we got down in Branson is with my sister, and who knows when I'm gonna get that. So, all right. Love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.